what do we got? Another 35 minutes. Oh, our big guest from The Walking Dead. I hope you're caught up, people. Oh boy, do I hope you're caught up. You're going to be
and
awful mad.
if you're not caught up, read issue 6.
Uh-oh.
How about
issue
that?
6.
Because that's how long ago you should have known about all this.
Danny gets mad when people watch TV shows instead of reading the comics.
I know, yeah.
Well, because everyone's acting like it's like the biggest thing in the world.
Well,
and I'm trying to equate it to like, what if all of a sudden I got into Lost and I'm talking about, oh my God, did you see what happened to Ben? And everybody would be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but the TV show is much bigger than the comic.
I don't know. I'd beg to differ, honestly.
Yeah?
Pop culture-wise, I mean, I think there's a...
I think it's on TV because of the comic. It's not like this is like people are finding the comimics because it's on TV.
Yeah, but people are more aware of it.
Everybody in the hizzy, Dr. Gay.
Hey, Dr. Gay.
I thought you had some good info for us about Walking Dead.
It's on TV.
Exactly. It's on TV.
Yeah, but you know, it's also...
Not everybody.
Wrong mic.
Not everybody reads comic books.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
Yeah. Like, people are aware of it because it's on television.
It's a graphic novel.
Yeah, we don't all read graphic novels.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not saying that you have to. You don't have to read graphic novels to know about Walking Dead. And
yeah, I know it's on TV.
Oh, you
right.
I gotta admit, I am a TV guy. I'm not. I'm really not.
Do you understand that you're now too lazy to read comic books? Like you'd rather watch TV than read a comic book.
I said that when I was 16.
But I'd rather. Yeah, but I always would have
I'm not
rather
going to read comic books anymore.
seen television than read comics.
But you're still going to watch a TV show about a zombie invasion.
Yeah,
Sure.
But you won't read a comic book about it. It's the same thing.
No,
it's completely different.
And actually, the comic book is probably way more dark and graphic.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know. You stopped watching.
But I like the zombies, how they look on the TV.
Right.
I like how they look. They look like, their lips are always chewed off.
I'm never like, man, that makeup department at Image Comics is really awesome.
Oh, that Tracer did a great job.
Don't ever ask why your fucking Pawn Stars episode needs a story arc.
Oh, shit.
They can make a Pawn Stars comic.
Sure.
Would you watch that? Chumlee falls asleep, everyone's laughing.
Yeah. Hey, how much for this in a speech bubble?
And the guy's thinking, this is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I just can't get into, I mean, some people are really hard into fucking comics. And
and I'm not.
Yeah,
I just can't get it.
comics.
Have you watched Kevin Smith's show about the comic book store there? It's just, they're so into comic books that it's like, it's just so geeky.
Yeah,
but that's what they're going for.
But it's like you
Kevin
can't.
Smith will be in next week.
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes.
I know.
What's he plugging?
New book.
All right.
But even I wasn't saying anything bad because even Kevin will admit that is hardcore geeky comic book
People
guys
who
in
love
there.
comics.
They know
love comics.
everything about comic books and just some of the shit. They know what issues and what's in it and what was the first one where this one appeared.
I was like that.
I have no fucking clue.
Back in the day, like 91 to like 93, let's call it, like when anybody who's my age had Marvel cards and fucking holograms and getting a comic, picking up not only a comic but like $50 worth of comics at a time.
Yeah,
like that's what it was back then.
I was never into that. My uncle turned me on to Fangora magazines.
Oh, those are awesome, yeah.
And they smelt like a mildewed basement, and the pictures in them were really gross and shit. They had like monster horror.
It's like horror
stuff.
It's like inside horror movies and like behind the scenes shit.
That was fucking cool. It's like, the Loch Ness monster.
Fangora is classic.
Wait, it's a creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh, look at that! It's the Wolfman.
But like, you can't get mad at people for not knowing how a movie turns out because they didn't read the book.
No, that's ridiculous.
But as far as Walking Dead goes, it's like going to see Titanic and being surprised at the end.
No,
it's
you're
not,
completely
because
wrong.
The Walking Dead isn't a historical document.
It's a fucking story about zombies. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, but you're saying like, oh my God, like I can't believe you're shocked that so and so died. It was in the comic book. But like millions and millions of people are watching The Walking Dead that have never read the comic book, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, most of them don't even know it is a comic book.
Yeah, you can't be surprised that everyone hasn't read something that you've read.
And I'm glad
at the
I
same
don't know
time,
what's going to happen
at the same time,
because I read the comic.
Yeah, but if this was 2007 and everybody's talking about Lost and I don't know Lost, you're looking at me like I'm the asshole.
No, I'm not, because you don't watch it, and it wasn't a comic book.
All I'm saying is that Walking Dead is huge, and I think there's way more people out there that read the books. Like, I honestly believe that there's way more people that read it that you actually think. Way more fucking people have read those books. They've been out since 2004.
No. I'm not doubting that people haven't read the books. I'm saying that your assumption or expectation that everyone who is watching the show should have read the books.
No, I know. I
Incorrect.
understand. We're both saying different things. I understand what you're saying, but understand what I'm saying too is that the TV show is big now, yes, but the comics and the actual story has been big for a while.
But when
a lot of people know the complete story, and it's not out of line to think that other people who haven't watched the show might know of some story arcs.
Right.
It's not ridiculous.
When this
to think
happened
so.
in the comic, it wasn't.
It was in a different way. It was different,
and it
was
wasn't a
different
pop
thing.
culture sort of event.
Yeah.
Whereas when it happened on the TV show, it is. It's in the
a pop culture event.
Yeah, not like a huge.
This is a huge show.
It's in the,
I think you're really
it's
underestimating
in the
how big
public
I guess I am.
conscious.
I
Like
guess I must
then,
be.
it was in the comic book.
Sorry,
conscious.
guys.
It's in the
3
public
against 1 here.
conscious.
I think
Someone back me up.
I think more people
Someone, it's time to take a phone
are
call.
watching the show.
No one's calling in your defense.
Oh,
I think
no.
more people are watching the show than read the books.
I think so too.
I think
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
Maybe
just a
I don't know,
bigger
man.
medium.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know numbers. Everything I'm saying is without any research. Those books have been reprinted 4 and 5 times, millions of copies. Millions of copies.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying that your expectations of other people are too high.
No, I'm not. I just think that it's a big enough thing. Like, for instance, I've never watched one episode of Lost, but I could probably name most of the characters. And I think that Walking Dead, it became such a huge thing
No,
before the TV show.
No, it didn't.
No, if you were like, hey, dude, you know The Walking Dead? I'd say, yeah, it's that graphic novel. You'd say, can you name a character? I'd say, no, I can't.
Well, you can't.
Right.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that there aren't millions of people who can.
Lost,
and
the
that's
TV
my point, is that
show is
Lost
bigger
was-
than Walking
yeah.
Dead. The comic.
I'm not arguing that either. That's not a point I'm trying to make. I'm just saying, you know what? Fuck everybody. Let's go to break. Everybody can eat shit and die.
That's how every geek argument ends. Fuck you.
I just that we're arguing a point that I don't think is that crazy. Like, it's just not that crazy. Like, I'm like, for someone to know of some story arcs of Walking Dead is not considerably out of line. I don't think it's crazy.
I think it would wreck it. I wouldn't read it now that I'm into the show because I don't want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't read any because, then I would kind of be like, oh, this is the part when this happens instead of just...
Willy Wonka was a book before it was a movie. I don't think everybody knew that he went up in the great class elevator.
You know what? Take a big dick in your mouth, Dr.
Exactly.
Gay.
He would too. He would.
Please. Yeah,
Take
he
your
would.
little ass
That
out
has
of fucking
nothing to
here.
do with zombies.
Now I'm going to look up fucking how much viewership
Oh,
versus...
he needs numbers.
Versus...
He needs numbers.
You know why? Because he knows he's got a weak argument.
I don't have a weak argument.
Oh, shit.
I don't find it to be weak whatsoever.
Dr. Gay.
I don't find it
some
weak.
shit now.
It's not a
Just
weak
have
argument.
conversation with
Throwing
him.
some haymakers.
Packing some shit too.
No, it's like,
Yeah.
all 3 of you guys are watching the show and didn't read the books, so you're
Yeah.
going to take that side. I'm the guy who
Yeah.
doesn't watch the show and read the book, so I'm going to take that side. We're going to fucking jerk each other off all day.
All
I'm
right.
not doing
Okay,
that.
let's take a break.
Let's take a fucking break already!
Finally. All right. Iraq
and Travis,
break. Thanks.
maybe.
It's the Anthony Show, my fucking show. We're gonna talk about racism and guns. Racism and guns on my fucking show. So don't even bother trying to call in, motherfuckers. Cause Anthony don't take no fucking phone calls. Man. Righteous. Righteous. How we doing, everybody? Did you guys work out the numbers on that Walking Dead book versus television show? Danny insists more people probably have read the books.
We're at an argument. Well, here's the thing. It's that the first. I watched the first season of Walking Dead, and I thought I didn't care for it too much. It was slow, and I didn't care to tune in for a second season.
Okay.
Everybody seems to be all in on this new season.
Well, I'm liking
but
it.
my mindset is still all about that first season that I had saw, which wasn't that great. So I don't understand why people are talking so much shit about it. That's my thing.
Okay.
So now Sam and Travis can't wait to fucking shit on me about what I said because I said that Walking Dead was getting pretty big. It was pretty big before.
Yeah, and
So now,
and
keeping in mind that my mindset is still first season mindset, where it says here that fucking season 1 ratings were going 391,000 viewers. That's what we're talking about here. So to go from something like that to
that's Stars' new drama,
sorry.
Boss.
Well,
Oh, man.
Boss is not as big a show.
you know what?
Yeah.
I don't even want to argue this anymore.
Plus,
This is
I think
ridiculous.
the argument was that Danny had implied
Yeah.
that a certain. Can we spoil the thing now?
Well, not yet.
He's coming in 10 minutes.
I don't want to spoil it.
No one wants to hear this anymore. The argument was that I think that some people, I didn't say everyone should know. I said some people should know about a major story arc.
The thing that happened on the show.
It happened very early on in the books, and I thought that it would be something that people would know. What if the numbers on Lost? What if the Hatch? What if they drag that out until season 7?
Lost wasn't a comic book.
Can I?
It was after.
I didn't bring it up after the break, motherfuckers. You guys did.
Can I just use this opportunity to reiterate how bad the phones are? Can we go to Steve on line 5? He says I got numbers on The Walking Dead.
By the way, this is the first phone call. Friday and Monday, no phone calls. 3 days.
Exactly. Steve. Hey, Steve.
Is it potted up?
Yeah, the button's pushed.
Are you there, Steve?
Everyone say hello.
Everyone on the phone, say hi.
See what happens?
See?
Can you take line 1 just to make sure that the phones are working?
Make sure they work. Go ahead. Hey, Bob in Texas.
Thanks, Sam.
Yep,
Hey,
phones
I'd
are
like to
working.
thank Danny for turning me on to the Walking Dead comic book series. I didn't even know there was a comic book series. I'm like an old fat guy that used to read comics and all that happy horse shit. Thanks, Danny. I'm educated now.
No problem. What city you headed to?
Fucking nowhere. Marble Falls, Texas.
Exactly.
There you go.
Have a good one, sir.
Oh, what's wrong with Marble Falls?
Damn, man. Yeah,
It's just I don't think that many people
Guy was
knew.
saying thanks.
I didn't think that many people knew what was going to happen on the show.
Danny doesn't know how to take a compliment to thank you.
No, he doesn't. No, the guy was saying something nice.
Yeah.
Danny had to be all mean about it.
Big show.
I can't even say something nice without Danny just jumping down his throat.
Well, he's all pissed because Travis thinks this show is so great.
Yeah. Well, we do have John Bernthal coming in at 9:35.
The guy from the comic?
You know the guy that dies in issue 6? That guy? You know that guy that they stretch it out for ratings? The guy that's supposed to die in the 6th fucking issue?
What if the last few people who hadn't read the comic book were going to read it?
So what? Now it's ruined forever.
It's ruined. What if they didn't get to issue 6?
Yeah.
So they didn't really give that series a chance, because if you bailed out before the 6th issue, you're really a cock.
Yeah, well, Shane dies. He died this past episode.
Yeah.
Well, that's been made quite clear.
He's dead. He's off the show.
You know how I knew that?
You watched it?
No, comics.
The comic?
Yeah.
Yep.
Issue 6, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay.
He turned into a zombie, too.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strongly alludes
Really?
to
Which
things.
we don't know how
Man, I thought that was going to go down differently.
He read
Dan is a comic snob.
I'm not a comic snob. You're fucking, it's zombies over and over again. What do you think? Oh, this guy, oh man, I can't believe this guy got bit.
Yeah, but he wasn't bit.
He wasn't bit, though.
See? See? And then he turned into a zombie.
Did you know he wasn't going to get bit?
No, because I read the books.
Oh. Does he get bit in the book?
I don't remember. It was a while ago.
Who remembers comic books?
Yeah. I guess it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was just a comic book. It wasn't a show.
Shit.
Nobody reads comic books. What's wrong with you?
Who reads those fucking things?